Welcome everyone. Today I have for you 6 awesome detectors in Super Mario Maker 2. So a detector is something that will detect a certain state. So whether you are crumbled in a dry bone or not, whether you are looking in a certain direction, we have a detector that detects certain water heights. We have some really interesting technical contraptions to show you today's video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's dive in. So what we have here is a don't look left, or really don't look away contraption. As long as I am facing this ghost right here, nothing will happen. So if I start the scene right now, it'll just sit there. But as soon as I look away, the ghost will travel towards me, destroying that bomb. And honestly, all I really need is this left section right here if I'm going for this, as far as like don't look away. I'm only going to use both sections if I want like some kind of a cross. So for example, if I want to lift this up a little bit and make Toad go past this, so right now I can't look away in the left, but if I pass it, then I can't look away to the right. And so this would not trigger the on-off block as long as I'm facing the ghost. This is globally loaded because of the boom boom that's on top of this boo stack. And this means that you can load this once at the beginning of a level and then create an entire level based around this don't look left or don't look right idea. I'm going to deconstruct this a little bit. These platforms right here are hiding on-off switches. The bombs are hiding blue blocks that are just going to activate and turn into solid blocks once those on-off switches get triggered. When you look away from the ghost obviously starts chasing you, which pulls the muncher to the bomb and blows up whatever's around the bomb. You could also have this give you a key, which I thought was pretty cool. This is globally loaded because of this boom boom, which means if you put it once in the screen on the level, it will stay for the entire level. You have to keep the boom boom at most 3 blocks off screen so that he actually loads initially. So you could put it pretty much right here, hidden from view, and it's activated. And if I look away, it gets triggered. It happens pretty instantly. The best way to show this would be to turn to the left and jump and stay facing left to show you that it's global. Now that I'm all the way over here, I can look right, activate the on-off switch, get the key from all the way over in the top left, go into the door, and beat the level. So this is a globally loaded don't look left contraption. This is pretty damn cool. So what we have here is a global water level detector contraption. And essentially what's going to happen is when this water level goes up, the gopher right here is not going to hit this note block, which is not going to hit the thwomp, which is not going to hit the spring, which activates the thwomp and throws it into the on-off switch. So basically, when the water level is up above this contraption, it's going to allow us to use on-off switches as we want to. But when the water level comes back down to this spot, it's going to repeatedly keep the on-off switch in the off position if we try to turn it back. These snake blocks make this whole situation global, and the boom boom right here makes the gopher global as well. So after you load this in a level, this will be active the entire level. So I'll show you how it works. On-off switch is in the off state until the water level goes up. When the water level comes back down, it goes back to the off state. And will stay like that. So this could be a very interesting contraption to put in a level to create a really cool level mechanic, where you have to swim a certain distance before the on-off switch gets hit again. But it definitely works globally. So you can go all the way back to the starting zone, and you can see that it still works. When it dries up, it gets put to off. Pretty neat. So what we have here is a water level detector, and it's a similar idea or concept as the last little contraption, except this time the on-off switch is going to get hit intermittently, like we'll get hit once when the water level rises and hits this point. This will also work with lava, but we'll show it with water so you can see what's actually going on behind the scenes. The water level comes up, which lifts this shell and allows this Koopa to walk to the right a little bit. And then that spring is going to hit the thwomp, which is going to activate the on-off switch. The boom boom on the thwomp makes the thwomp global, and the Koopaling on this stack makes this all global as well. So when I start the scene, water level rises, on-off switch is going to get hit when it hits that 1 point. Once. It doesn't repeatedly hit. That also means when I run over here and the water level goes up, on-off switch will get hit because, again, it's global. So this could be another really, really interesting mechanic for a level for timed sections or whatever. So it'd be really cool for a swimming level, a frog level. Water level gets to a certain height and the on-off switch gets triggered, allowing you to pass. What we have here is an instant Duck Detector. So when this Mecha Koopa, the blue one, is half a block above, so when he's half a block above a normal tile, he will actually detect our ducking. It will pull us within his range to fire his laser beam. And before, we did a detector like this before, where the laser beam would destroy an enemy, which would drop a muncher and blow up a bomb and activate an on-off switch. This is a much better setup because him ducking actually stops the launcher from moving back and forth. Everything else will still be moving back and forth, which will crush the bomb because the muncher will smush the bomb up against the cannon. So when I start the scene, you see that they all move pretty much at the same rate. And when I duck, the Mecha Koopa is going to stop moving, which is going to crush the bombs and activate the on-off switch. Happens pretty damn instantly, which is pretty sweet. Could be an interesting level mechanic. This is a fairly complicated contraption right here. It's a big old mess. I will deconstruct this so you can show exactly what's going on here. However, what this is it's a long-range, global, fast crumble detector. So we've done crumble detectors in the past, but they were not global. They were not long-range. So there's a big old thwomp right here, and then a smaller thwomp, and then a shell, and then that spring. And all of this is all stacked on top of itself and at very specific locations. So that when I start Toad over here on the right side of things, you have to be on the right side. And this has to be in ground night theme too, because this mushroom has to be running away from you. When I start him over on the right side like this, every time I crumble, the on-off switch will get hit because the mushroom will come towards us. On-off switch gets hit. When we wake up, on-off switch gets hit again. So as long as we are awake, we will be in the on state. When we are sleeping, it'll be in the off state. So this could be a pretty decent level mechanic. Run all the way over here to the right, to the flag, to the tape line, crumble to go underneath there, and then you can finish the level. This could create some pretty cool mechanics. What we have here is a donut detector. So basically when a donut, or let's say these skulls from the skull platform, falls between these two blocks in this line, it will create a bridge which will allow these Koopas to walk off of this one block, which will then crush the bomb between these two munchers, activating the on-off switch. So in action, this looks like this. Skulls go up there, then go across, and then they fall down. And on-off switch gets activated. This also works with a donut, I'll show you. I'll let everything settle for a second, let the donut fall, on-off switch gets activated. This is a pretty interesting little contraption here. How you get these turtles to be centered on these blocks is actually kind of interesting. You can take a muncher and put it on the hard block like that, and that will center the turtles. You can multi-grab this and add wings like that, and then you can take the wings away. And they are centered there continually without munchers underneath them. So that's a cool little way to center enemies on the grid without having other enemies have to despawn. Because they're centered right now without a muncher underneath them. That's kind of cool. But yeah. Falling donut detectors.